Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast Network. This is We Are Error Season 1, Episode 13, Mortal Kombat Memories. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, thank you so much. Please go to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. We're at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at /We Are Podcast. With that said, on to the podcast.
We Are Error.
Hey everybody, welcome to the We Are Error podcast. This is Duck. I am here with
Jake.
and Javi. Welcome back. We skipped a week because of Christmassy, and I got really sick, and Javi was sick, and Jake was working.
For the record, Duck was sick first.
I was not. Javi was sick first, and he got me sick because I got really drunk, and then he didn't want his fucking gin and juice, and I was like, "Can I have your fucking gin and juice?" And then I drank it and I got sick. So yeah, well, welcome back to the show. And what is the We Are Air podcast? It's a podcast where we talk about movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. So today we're going to talk about some fun shit.
Yeah.
And it's
You
good
can't
to see
see
us.
he's mouthing your words.
Every time you do that, I mouth along with you. He's like,
Wow. You go fuck yourself, Javi. That's what
I do it in the most loving way, Duck.
You fuck yourself in the most loving way, Javi.
Like, I lay out candles for me. I massage myself with oils. But, ooh, you're so tender.
I remember.
Looking for.
Dude, if you recall from the Star Wars episode, we know about the oils because when Kylo Ren took off his fucking shirt, you were all about that in the back of theaters. Oh,
Yeah, Kylo thick bitch Ren. Yeah, I was all about
it. Was fucked up, dude. When we...
He's thick. Toasties.
Giant titties.
All right, y'all. So let's talk about some movie news and
Keep
TV
that thick
news.
bitch in there, would you?
And the thick bitch stays in. And talking about thick bitches on TV, Stranger Things season 3 just got a release date on Netflix.
Nice.
And it's going to be released
July 4th.
July 4th, 2019, for the first summer release of the series. What do we think of that?
I'm super fucking excited. I can't wait.
Are you a fan?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you a bigger fan than him?
Probably.
Yeah, you think? You didn't like the second season, right?
Yeah, it was alright. I think the 11 transition episode where it was all on her, what a fucking waste of fucking time.
She
that
went punk
shit
rock?
was rock bitching.
It was kind of like...
Bitching.
I liked it.
It kind of...
You liked it?
No.
You didn't like it?
Horrible.
I fucking loved it. I thought it was the weirdest thing that they could do.
No,
Like,
the episode itself was just garbage. It was just filler.
Dude,
It did feel like, we don't know what to do for this part of the
We're
series.
not going to focus on the story at hand that you've been following this whole fucking time. Let's
I-
forget about the underworld for a minute. Let's see.
I think that's
What
what
11's
I think that was
puberty is
initially
like.
their plan was to go to that and make the next season kind of her in the punk rock city and shit like that. I think after the reaction, most people didn't like that.
No.
They have changed that.
So they're right.
Yeah.
Because I'm
So
right.
they're not going to be bringing in...
Fuck that shit.
I don't know. I think it was a weird spot to also bring in another super. That was weird.
You know,
Like, it should have just the spin 11. Just let it be 11. We don't need to know about other people that you're going to show for one fucking episode.
Right.
And
They're
then
already
nothing
trying to do a
else.
spin-off after the second season.
That's exactly what it was. That was what they were planning on
Yeah.
doing. That's
And,
100%.
All fucking ready.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay.
As a
Let's
person,
not pull the pin on this.
I love punk rock culture, so I really like that episode. I think that it fed into my nostalgia. But I'm not going to disagree with anything.
I like
that
punk
Matt
rock
said.
culture also. I don't care for her fucking growth as a young
I don't
lady.
give a
I'm
shit
sorry.
about her. Like, I'm angry at my dad, so let me go rebel.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Of course it was.
Yeah,
She
it
got
was.
pissed at Hopper and
She
ran
got
away.
pissed off at Hopper.
And then she went back and he turned into Hellboy and it all worked out.
It truly did.
So
Hellboy's going to be in this third season?
yeah, oh, absolutely. He's literally just going to be Hellboy in this third
That's
season.
what
It's
I'm
gonna be
hoping
fucking
for.
amazing.
Yeah, like,
As far
let's
as,
kick it up a notch.
as far as I know, they all get summer jobs at the mall, and the whole thing takes place at the mall. We're going shopping. So that's where we're heading.
So it's going to be like
It's literally-
Stranger Things meets Clerks.
Actually,
Stranger Clerks?
It's
Stranger Rats.
yeah, Stranger Rats.
Oh, Stranger Rats.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I watched the last season. I binge watched it. I think within how many episodes was it? 11 or 12? Within 12 hours,
13.
I'd watched.
Yeah, I
every
watched
episode.
I said I watched them in
Yeah.
one sitting each.
It was fucking great, but it wasn't as good as the first season. I will give it that. I didn't like a lot of the stuff they did, and I hope that they introduce more D&D shit. Now that we played D&D,
Steve, the babysitter's turn into like the fucking
The father
jock
figure.
asshole into like the badass where he fucking beat the shit out of everybody with the bat. Like, that was fucking cool.
That guy literally
He's like a
saved
cool
his
version
own
of
job
Negan.
by being so charismatic in the first season.
Yeah.
They changed his storyline. He was just going to be the typical asshole boyfriend. And because he was so charismatic and likable, they changed
really
it.
was likable. I wanted to hate him, but I was like, I just can't.
Yeah.
I cannot hate this guy.
And that was all based upon the actor just being that charismatic.
Yeah. But that brother from season 2,
He was fucking awesome.
He
He was
was
a Power
great.
Ranger. He was the devil, too. And he was evil, dude. He was just like, I'm going to fuck you all these people. Especially that one right there. And we all know what that one right there meant, because it went hardcore on that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So I like that. And I like the fact that Samwise Gamgee got his fucking... He got eaten. I thought that was kind of cool.
Poor Sam.
Well,
Yeah, but then Hopper kissed her...
Mikey from the Goonies,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, but dude, then Hopper like fucking made out with Winona Ryder at the end. Or he kissed her in the forehead, but whatever.
Now that he's out of the picture.
Yeah. Now that I
You
said
know
that,
I'm gonna be Hellboy, right?
I sent my devil dog after him, and now we'll get that Winona pussy. Hey, Winona had a
I'm
big
gonna
brown beaver.
ride her.
Oh yeah, let's do this. So are they going to be a couple in the next season? Probably, right?
I hope not, man. I don't want
Why?
them
Because
I don't
she's
want them
kind of
to-
crazy.
She's a little bit too crazy.
Yeah, but he smokes weed before he goes to work as a cop.
Yeah, like a real fucking man does. Jesus Christ, this is all this hatred on Hopper all of a sudden.
No, I'm a fan.
Hopper's my
Because
favorite character, though.
he knows what he needs to do before he gets out there to maintain himself.
I got to deal with these demon dogs and demogorgons.
Jesus
Smoke
Christ,
this
let's
sweet
not-
weed.
let's not crucify the guy.
Not yet. But
Now, is that going to be a Netflix show or a Netflix movie?
for what?
The Hellboy.
It's a movie.
That's a movie,
Just
bro.
making sure.
That is like
Theatrical release.
that's gonna be $1 billion movie. Did you see the trailer? The more I think about it, the better it gets. I mean, seriously, it's gonna make that money, and it's got Liv Tyler in it, bro. Money.
Yeah, how good.
Now, you got this
Money.
right? It's not Mila Jovovich. It's Liv Tyler.
It's 100% Liv Tyler.
That's Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, it's gonna live.
God damn it.
Who's hotter anyhow? Doesn't matter. That's the point.
I don't know, man. Heyday Liv Tyler was pretty hot. Maybe not so much.
Empire Records.
But Mila Jovovich is like a fine wine.
Yeah.
She really has aged
Oh my
well.
god. It's because she's French.
Like, she's up there with, like, Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, but even when I was a kid, in the Blue Lagoon 2.
Jovovich.
Listen to
That's
this.
not French.
By the way, we have a video if you want to hear more of this. It's the We Are Air versus Splatterhouse 2 video on YouTube. Please go watch it. But seriously, even Blue Lagoon 2, fucking Mila Jovovich,
Oh,
when she was
blew
like
my
13.
mind.
Oh my god.
Two.
And I was like 12, so
Mine
it's
is
fine.
also named for my penis. Blew my mind.
So I just want to read this real quick. I didn't care about the news, but Margot Robbie is going to star in a live-action Barbie movie, okay? There was talk for a long time about Amy Schumer doing a live-action Barbie movie. And they were going to write it as Plump Barbie, and then that fell through because Amy Schumer, everyone hates her now or something.
Yeah.
But Margot Robbie now is going to play Barbie doll, which makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
But I read this, and this was this line. Okay, either think Amy Schumer or Margot Robbie when I say this line, and it will divide you. Listen to this line. The movie was originally slated to follow Barbie on a journey of self-discovery.
Yes.
Do you want to see Margot Robbie self-discovery?
Yes.
Say it
I
out.
want to see her discover herself.
Or do you want Amy Schumer to self-discovery?
Ugh,
I could
no.
watch Amy Schumer discover herself.
What?
Yeah, he likes them bigger.
Oh,
She's just plump. She ain't that big.
That's
She's just
fine.
plump.
She's plump, she's thick.
She's thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks good, but she's not Margot Robbie hot.
Yeah, she's not Margot Robbie.
She's not Margot Robbie.
Watch
Right.
Margot
well,
Robbie
that's
discover
unanimous.
herself any day of the week.
But then again, I just like women in general. But I prefer thick women, so I will watch Amy Schumer discover herself.
Yeah, but Margot Robbie or Amy Schumer.
Who's
which one is
Margot
it?
Robbie again? Is she the
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, could you imagine Amy Schumer
As Harley Quinn.
No, I can't.
Sucking on all the lollipops and they keep going through more and more and more.
We need more candy.
Bring in the truck.
Margot Robbie does make an insanely hot, crazy broad though.
What?
She looks good, crazy.
She probably is crazy.
Yeah,
She's
she
hot.
has to be. Have you seen her in this new Queen movie where she's like, they make her fucking ugly? She looks
No.
like Pennywise in it. Like, it's insane.
Is she still hot though?
Dude, they do a good job, like, de-hotting her.
Like Charlotte Stared in Monster?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, that's-
They take
that's
off
heavy.
the eyebrows and they give her fucked up hair and they keep adding, like, more makeup to her. They're like Victorian era queens feuding against each other. Her and this other pretty chick. And then Margot Robbie just, like, progressively gets uglier and uglier throughout the trailer. In a 2.5-minute trailer, you see her like looking pretty, and then at the end she's just like damn near bald with white face paint on, looking like Uncle Fester and shit. It's insane.
Wait, so she starts normal hot, and then she gets duck hot? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would.
Yeah, well, I still would. Also.
The trashier she gets, the better it would be. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, well, if you like your girls looking like fucking bozo from WGN in the mornings,
and who didn't say I didn't? Yeah, what was the story with WGN? Did we ever figure that out?
Yeah, it's a Chicago-based television cable channel
For the blacks.
It's not UPN.
That's fucking awesome. Alright, so let's go into Marvel news, because we all love Marvel shit more, obviously Marvel family, so fuck it. Okay, Kevin Feige reacts to James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad 2. So this is his exact quote about the Suicide Squad 2. I went to see Aquaman last night, and I really, really enjoyed it. And you know me, I'm always supported them, meaning DC. I don't see a rivalry. I see cool films being made.
Well, it's not a rival, so...
Yeah, and
I don't see a rivalry here because, you know...
There isn't one.
They're better.
And he goes, and one thing I know about James Gunn is he makes cool films. So at least he's gone like, fuck it. At least I get to see something
Who
cool.
Who said that?
Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the Bob Iger, who's the head of Disney.
Yeah, I think Kevin Feige would definitely be more so on James Gunn's side. Wants him to see him getting more work.
Well, I mean, he was going to be the leader. Like, basically, him and Feige were going to be the two who ushered in this cosmic era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then got fucking booted because...
10 years ago.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Somebody put up shit from like 10 years ago. Like, they didn't fire him for the PG porn. Did you ever see that shit? James Gunn's PG porn? It's the funniest shit ever. They're just little skits where you think it's going to be porn, and then something ridiculous happens. Like, the one thing, it's Nathan Fillion and some porn actress, and they're wearing, like, hard hats and shit, and it looks like a scene, and he's like, oh, yeah, you go down on me, girl. And she goes down, and he's got his nail gun, and he's like, oh, yeah, and he puts the nail gun right in the head and kills her. This is what PG porn is. It's fucking ridiculous shit like that. Check it out. It's funny. He did a bunch of them. So if they didn't fire him, you know, they saw that before he got hired, so why would...
The whole situation is just stupid.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Throw that to the side. Marvel Studios' chief hints at adapting non-marquee name X-Men characters. So basically, once they get the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, they're going to try to implement them within the next 2 years, and they're going to go after everything that they can.
You better watch out for a Cypher standalone movie, then.
You better watch
The motherfucker that can learn any language.
You know what I like Omega Red. We never get to see Omega Red, and I fucking love that.
He had a very small part in Deadpool, too.
Wasn't he in...
He was in the background. Arcadia Rosovich.
Is he?
Yeah.
Supposedly he's in X3, and when the guy's running through the forest, he's wearing, like, the beater, and he's throwing the, like, sticks of, like, the horns at him.
That's supposed to be him?
That's supposed to be him, supposedly.
Okay,
really? I thought that was Spike.
I have no idea, man. I'm just saying it wasn't Omega Red. Didn't look anything like Omega Red. Bring me the fucking lion mane guy with the giant life jacket. That's Omega Red. That's what I want to see.
Right.
So hopefully they'll be doing that. Also, the Avengers Endgame marketing may not show footage after the first 20 minutes of the movie. So everything we see will probably only take place before.
Yeah. Good, I'm okay with that. That's
totally
how I want it also.
Yeah, I want to be...
We talked about this already whenever we saw the
trailer
the first time.
Yeah, you can't not want to watch the trailer, but I would love it if they kept everything in the movie fucking a secret.
Yeah.
Like, this is one movie that doesn't need marketing, actually.
Didn't you do that with Star Wars, where you put you stopped watching the trailers at a certain point? And you're like, I'm not watching anything else until it comes out.
That was the first one, Force Awakens.
You're like, because it was like 3 months out, and you were just like, I'm not looking at any behind the scenes stuff, I'm not watching anything.
Last Jedi, I didn't give a fuck before that. I was just like, yeah, whatever.
You're like, porgs, fuck.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that, Javi?
What?
Not showing any more than the first 20 minutes of the movie.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah?
Like, they could really not do any advertising for this movie, and it would still fucking kill it.
Just like a cut screen of just the logo.
It's
and
like,
then everybody be like, oh shit, it's coming.
Just like have a still shot of all the Avengers, like, you know you're gonna come see it, so don't bother.
Yeah. Avengers, you're here now. And we're just sitting there, how did we get here? What the fuck? This is great. Alright, so Vice. Christian Bale thanks a certain person for inspiring Dick Cheney's performance.
Satan.
Yes, he did.
Did he really, for real?
In his
Thank you, Satan.
In his acceptance speech, he thanked Satan for inspiring his performance as Dick Cheney and a very liberal slanted view of the situation, which Dick Cheney was crazy. You watched the movie, Jake, so what'd you think?
Good.
You like it? So supposedly it's getting terrible reviews, and the same thing with the Queen biopic, but people are saying they love it. This is the divide between critics and the film-going audience.
Yeah.
What did you think of the movie? He disappears. The trailer, he looks like I didn't even know that was Christian Bale at first.
Yeah, it's hard to
And he does his
tell
penguin
it's him.
thing.
Like, you just think it's somebody else up there that it is Dick Cheney in a sense.
That's what I'm saying. He did the mouth and everything.
Yeah, his facial expressions whenever he does
And he
it,
put
it's
on a
fucking
bunch of
insane.
weight.
Yeah. Which I thought was weird because I thought he was told that if he did that shit again, he was running a risk of like getting a heart attack or some shit like that.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
he-
yeah, dude.
Because of the
He went super
constant
skinny from like machinist.
fluctuations.
You can't do that, man. I do it all.
Yeah,
Like
the
that's
doc
when,
said it was bad on his body, and he wasn't supposed to after like the last time that he did it.
And then
It's
he yelled at the
American Hustle.
doctor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever
You know who the fuck I am?
Yeah.
when he did the machinist, he
He
was
went
eating,
really
he was
underweight.
like eating an apple core a day. That was it. Not even the apple,
Smoking
just the apple
cigarettes, eating an apple,
Yeah.
and then drinking a lot of coffee.
core. Right, and he looked. I mean,
Yeah.
it's scary if you watch that. And so seeing him do the inverse of that, and I'm not even sure why he did it. I mean, is he running for another Oscar? He's already got one for The Fighter, which he was fucking amazing in.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
maybe he is. Maybe he wants the actual thing, not
Or
just the
He's probably
supporting.
gonna. I think he's gonna beat fucking Jack Nicholson's record. I think he's gonna go for the 3-peat.
What'd Jack Nicholson get the Oscar for?
I think he's the only actor to actually have 2. No, is that Tom Hanks? Either way, no actor has more than 2 leading role
I think
Oscars.
Tom Hanks won 2 years in a row. I think Denzel Washington won 2 years in a row. I think there was another.
I think Denzel's only got 1.
Well, he deserves to. Have you seen the
Jack
Hurricane?
Nicholson won for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And Chinatown, I think, was it Chinatown?
Chinatown.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think he won for The Witches of Eastwick, Best Supporting.
He's just the shit, though, isn't he?
He is.
He is the shit. Like, we need more Jack Nicholsons in this world.
There's only one. I think there's only ever going to be one.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
but here's the thing. My favorite part about this story was Christian Bale thanked Satan for his performance, which is hilarious.
Dick Cheney's daughter.
No, what's the story with that?
She said, I wonder if Satan was his inspiration for this also, and posted a link about Christian Bale being arrested for assault on his mother and sister.
Oh, shit, what?
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
No, what'd he do?
I think he just yelled at him.
It got
Somebody called the
dismissed.
cops.
It turned down to a verbal.
Was it the same thing as when he
Conflict.
did that thing when he yelled on the Terminator 7? He's like,
Yeah,
good
pretty much.
for you!
Well, I side with him on that also.
Yeah. Well, here's what I like. The Church of Satan had something to say about
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
And they tweeted out, "To us, Satan is a symbol of pride, liberty, and individualism, and it serves as an external, metaphorical projection of our highest personal potential. As Mr. Bale's own talent and skill won him the award, this is fitting. Hail Satan, hail Christian."
Nice.
Fucking Satanists are hilarious, dude.
They really are.
They fucking crack me up. The fucking Hail Satan shit makes me laugh so fucking hard.
Yeah, but it's not what people really think it is.
No, it isn't. It's
Yeah.
a lot of individualism, like you said. Like, pretty much it is what it says there.
They preach good stuff also.
At the same time, they do say "Hail Satan," which is hilarious. to me.
Hail
But so
Satan.
much of the Church of Satan is
Hail Satan!
it is the.
Hail Satan!
I'm not promoting
Hail
Satanism.
Satan!
All I'm saying is it's very much
Do you
about.
believe in God? I believe in God.
You know what my favorite one is the.
Hail
It
Satan!
is the Baphomet thing with the guy who's like, "Oh, notice me,
Yes,
notice me,
senpai."
notice me."
Part of me wishes that Baphomet statue would come alive.
Get it? So Aquaman has made over $1 billion. Did you guys hear about this?
Yes.
You hear about this?
Underwater Black Panther.
That's basically what it is, right?
Yes.
But James Wan has weighed in on a fan theory connecting Home Alone to his movie Saw. Have you?
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense. So
Yeah.
basically, just the Reddit theory is that Kevin McAllister grew up to be the Jigsaw killer.
Yeah, from all the
And-
elaborate traps that he set for
Exactly.
the Batman trying to catch him.
Yep. And so eventually, he goes, "It's amazing. I should have known all along that Macaulay Culkin would grow up to be John Kramer. I think it's awesome. It's very flattering that people take the time to have fun and all these fan theories, and I think I'll make these movies." Wait, he's going to make that movie?
He should make that movie, though.
He should, dude. And Macaulay Culkin.
He looks like a serial killer.
Macaulay Culkin's kind of showing up everywhere right now. I don't know if you guys have been seeing he's on Red Letter Media. He was on Cinemasker, which is the Angry Video Game Nerd stuff.
He was on
Yeah.
Rogan podcast
He
not
was-
too long ago.
And he was on, I think, Fallon or something like that recently. So maybe he's trying to make a comeback. Supposedly, he just made a shit ton of money, and So whatever, fuck it. But like even last week we had a story about Macaulay Culkin. Maybe he's the guy on Reddit making up these stories. Maybe Macaulay Culkin's trying to bring himself back.
That man's pretty genius.
So what'd you guys think about Space Jam back in the day? Were you a fan?
No.
When I was a kid, I liked it.
I had
Bill
to
Murray
be,
was
I
in it.
guess, because my friends were, so I didn't want to be the one for that. I was like,
gonna say,
alright, it's alright.
You liked it?
When I was a kid, I liked it.
Did
Then
you
I
like
grew
the
up,
sound?
And I was just like...
You don't like it now?
Dude,
You're
I was
right,
listening
you're
to
right.
fucking Pantera.
You didn't listen to the I Believe I Can
I
Fly.
did not
I think that's
lose
what
my
my-
shit like all my friends did. Whenever that
That's what
fucking
my
song
shit
came
turned.
on.
Because
Like, God damn it, can we not listen to this, please?
that movie came out in my 4th grade year, and at the end of graduation, my fucking teacher set up a song and dance for us to do. Like, we had I believe I can fly.
God,
I
shoot
believe I can
yourself.
fly. And I was just like, I'm not doing this.
Dude, your reaction.
And then she's like, if you don't do this, you're not
You
going
were
to get
just
to walk.
doing it.
You were
did
just
it.
doing it, dude.
And
You had it
did
choreographed
dance.
Because I
down.
remembered.
Because you did it.
Yeah, but you didn't do it during the actual thing? Or
I
you
had
did?
to do it during the actual thing.
What were they going to do to you if
They
you
said
didn't?
if you don't do it, you don't get to walk. You still graduate, but you don't get to walk.
This
You were
is
in fourth
kindergarten?
grade.
I know.
They walked you every year?
No, we walk every 4 grades.
Dude, so they would have held you back from not doing it?
No, they just wouldn't let me walk. I was still going on the 5th, but
So
they
how
wouldn't let
could
me
you
walk.
love Space Jam still if that happened to you?
For some reason, they fucking ingrained that fucking routine into it. I believe I could fly.
I was in 7th grade at the time, so it was. I kind of missed the cusp of it. Like there were still plenty of fucking kids there. Like Space Jam's greatest thing ever, Michael Jordan's
I also
man.
remember geeking out about Bill Murray being in it, because Bill Murray's my favorite actor.
That was Dan Aykroyd.
That was Bill Murray.
No, according to Danny DeVito Alien, that was Dan Aykroyd. That's what he said. So, yeah, as you can tell, I've watched Space Jam a lot. The big thing for me was that there was a comic book version of it I had, and I used to draw the little aliens all the time and just kind of sketch them. The movie's terrible. It's not great, but it has good nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's there. The storyline's stupid, but it's whatever. It's Space Jam. But after Space Jam happened, they ended up making about 5 or 7 years later, they made a movie called Looney Tunes Back in Action that had Brendan Fraser in it.
That was horrible.
And there's a spy thing. Now, that movie was directed by Joe Dante, who directed Gremlins and movies such like that. But he wanted to make a completely different movie. Basically, the movie was taken away from him. But before they made that movie, they were trying to make 2 different movies. They were trying to make a Space Jam sequel. And originally, it was released this week. They knew they were trying to make a sequel. They were going to get Tony Hawk to be the lead
Skate
character.
Jam.
Skate Jam, exactly. Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
Why, was
We
that the
missed
same,
that one.
Was it the same time as Tony Hawk Pro Skater was like
I
the big
think
thing?
yeah, well, it was like 6 years afterwards.
Maybe something like
7
that.
years afterwards.
And
so,
then-
yeah.
Would you have
definitely.
watched the Skate Jam movie?
Of course.
Yeah. I like how you said that. You're really like, dude, you look so sad about that dance right
I
now.
was just like, that was my Nam. That was my Nam. Just like Thousand Hours.
What's my name? Why did you refuse to do it?
I did it because
He's sitting in his apartment.
it was fucking stupid. And I really want to walk because my mom was like, you better fucking walk. I was like, God damn it. I hate my life.
Alright, my last bit of news, y'all.
What have I become?
Wait, what?
My sweetest friend.
So, the Batman The Long Halloween. It's basically whenever they made Batman Begins, they took The Long Halloween and they took Batman Year One and they just meshed them together. That's basically what yeah, there you go. When they made Batman Begins, that's what it was.
Bateman Begins.
Because whenever Bateman Begins
Patrick
happened,
Bateman Begins.
it's so good. But The Long Halloween is basically a mafia story, and every issue they use one of the characters from the Rose Gallery, and they never carry over except for Two-Face. They're actually making The Long Halloween. Now, they've been taking a lot of the DC, especially the Batman comics, and making animated versions of them. Not all are great. Some are pretty good. I think The Dark Knight Returns is pretty good.
Yeah.
Batman Year One, I hadn't seen. I didn't realize they released that. Have you seen
I
that
didn't
one?
either.
The Killing Joke was not good. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
The actual Killing Joke part is not bad.
The
But
first 30 minutes of
first-
fucking build-up of stupid shit.
Batman fucks Barbara Gordon was
Yeah, pretty much.
It did take me back a little bit where I was just like, that's weird, but okay, I guess. It's like
They have some connection to the
she's
cripple lady.
she's basically fucking her dad's friend though, right?
Yeah,
So
she
it's-
knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing. That's whatever.
They all do.
Like American Beauty.
But the ones were the most recent ones where they were doing Damian Wayne. A lot of those are pretty decent. So I think DC animated does a lot of
Justice
damn good
League
stuff.
Dark.
Yeah, it was good, too.
That was good.
That's what I'm saying. All of them are pretty decent. The best one I've ever seen was I don't know if you've seen it, Batman Assault on Arkham.
Yes.
Which takes place within the Batman Arkham Asylum games universe. It was released about 2 to 3 years before Suicide Squad was made. That's all it is. It's a Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
And it is the version of Suicide Squad they should have fucking made for the goddamn movie. It is probably the best version of that they would ever
it's
get.
pretty damn good.
So, if you ever get a chance to watch that, Hobbs.
Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And if you're enjoying the podcast today, please share with your friends. It's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, back to the podcast.
Alright, my last bit of news. The ball gets rolling on Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got a reboot. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Alright, I've told this story before about going on probably a gay date to go see Jay and Silent Bob, and I didn't realize it. But I mean, I love fucking Kevin Smith movies. I love Kevin Smith everything. So, what do you guys think about a reboot version of that?
All on board.
Like, they're going to reboot Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
It basically make the same movie over again,
yeah.
but just change it a little bit.
That's
That's going to be fucking dope.
It's obviously a play on every reboot that's coming out now. That is pseudo sequel, but pseudo reboot. They're going to Hollywood to stop the fucking reboot from being made.
I fucking like that, actually. That's pretty fucking awesome.
Yep. So, and basically and the whole idea is to redo the story of the first movie, and I don't know how they're going to do it, but I mean, anything he does right now, I like his newer shit.
Yeah.
I mean, his older shit and his newer shit feels completely different. Red State, I think, is probably the best movie he will ever make, period.
Red State's fucking
but
awesome.
It's an awesome movie. It feels like Coen Brothers and Quentin Tarantino put together into a blender. It's a bizarre
It
fucking
did not
movie.
feel like a Smith movie. I really like that.
It's a lot different. I like Tusk. I
is
like Tusk,
amazing.
and I like Yoga Hosers because I listen to Smodcast all the time, so I get all the inside
Yoga
jokes.
Hosers is fucking... Wait, which one?
Yoga
Which one
Hos-
was with the tiny little Nazis?
That's Yoga Hosers.
That one was so fucking fun in a campy way. I loved it.
Yeah, and I want to watch Moose Jaws, which is just Jaws with a moose.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll make that, and that'll be fucking great.
Yeah, it's the Great North Trio or whatever.
Yeah.
trilogy.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
He hasn't done Moose Jaws yet?
He hasn't done it yet. He wrote the script years ago.
He never did Hit Somebody either.
No, they've started reading the script on Smodcast. But I don't see why he couldn't get it made still, especially as a Netflix movie.
Right.
And he's been directing a lot of TV, and he's doing something for Disney right now that no one knows what it is. He can't release what the project is. So, I mean, for a while I wondered if they put him on Guardians of the Galaxy, but my guess is he's working for Jon Favreau on the Star Wars show. So he's probably working on the
I was
Mandalorian.
going to say, it's got to be something Marvel or Star Wars that they got him working on.
I mean, it's got to be the Mandalorian, but he has a character within the Marvel Universe. A couple of years ago, they did a Marvel exhibit that traveled all around the country where Marvel Live, I think it was called, and he was on a commercial for that.
Yeah.
And then that commercial is canon to the Marvel Universe. So in the Marvel Universe, he is like a museum curator. That's his actual character. And then Ralph Garman, who does Hollywood Babylon with him, he was in the Agent Carter TV series. So he's actually part of the Marvel Universe too as a character.
That's awesome. Ralph Garman's hilarious.
Fucking love him. Y'all ready to talk about Mortal Kombat? Yo, so our subject this week is our subject this week is
Mortal Kombat.
I just like doing it.
Finish him.
Alright, so I just we're going to talk a little bit about the series and the games, but I want to be more about just our personal experiences with Mortal Kombat. So who would like to start with their first interaction with Mortal Kombat? Javi already told us his earlier, which was great. Javi, you should start.
With what?
With your first interaction with the Koreans in Mortal Kombat.
First of all, they were Chinese.
Okay, my bad.
They'll be mad if you label them as Korean.
I know Korea, fuck you!
That's like calling an Indian Pakistani. It's like,
You are hot!
call me a Pakistani!
You son of a bitch! So what was the story? You walked down to the pizza parlor, you said?
No, I was going to get some Chinese food, lo mein, which is the best. And
Shout out to the low man!
and they had a cabinet of Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat. And I was like, I played enough Street Fighter 2. Let me try Mortal Kombat. And then I was like,
Who gave you the quarters?
I stole them from my mom.
Stole them from my mom. He did sound so happy, didn't he? He went back to a childhood place.
Stole them from my mom. I stole them from my mom.
These guys want to play stickball.
So you walk into the Korean place and go, "Oh, Javi, so good to see you." And then you go, "What's up, motherfucker?" I stole these from my mom.
I was like 5. My voice wasn't that deep.
Yeah, that's what we just. Yeah, I stole these from my mom. Where can I put these quarters?
What can I do with these quarters? Where can I stick them? Which cab can I put them in?
And so, what'd you think the first time you saw it? Your attitude was, "I've seen Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 2, okay, whatever." You weren't.
I was really impressed at how different it looked aesthetically.
Like
I think it was rotoscoped with sprites.
Yes, it was. It was live action. They converted it down, so it looked very realistic. And that was one of the first games to ever have like a photorealism on that level. When you played it, what did you think?
I really wanted to do the fucking finishing moves, but I just couldn't. And I just get so.
Did you know they were there?
I knew they were there because I've seen other kids do it, but I just couldn't do it. And it just pissed me off. I was like, fuck this game.
It's like
We're too busy eating fucking lo mein and actually watching how the shit's done.
I like imagine you chowing down, just like, how do you do that?
My mom could be in Rockaway Beach drawing off the show, like, just a minute, let me finish this lo mein. I love lo mein that much.
Holy shit.
Everyone loves lo mein that much.
He's not even a character in Mortal Kombat.
Should have seen lo
There's a
mein.
character in Mortal Kombat, though, lo mein.
Lo mein's finishing move is delicious.
Damn it, no pan.
What was Jake? Your first interaction? I know you've told us the story before, but I'd like to hear.
Well, the first time I played it was at CC's Pizza on the original arcade.
So not a lo mein place, right?
No.
All right.
No, pizza.
What you couldn't see was the shitty look Jake gave off. Like, pizza's better. So you walked in and the same thing, Street Fighter, pizza. They go, "Hey, what are you doing here, Jake?"
You want to play the Mortal Kombat?
And then, was it Mortal
Kombat?
Some motherfucking quarters, bitch.
Yeah, my brothers actually played it before me. They told me what a badass game it was. So then, shortly after, Mortal Kombat came out on Sega Genesis, and that was like, fuck yeah.
And your dad got that for you, right? And
Mom and dad, yeah. And they had
Did
no
you
idea.
call me your old man dad?
I said my mom and
I
dad.
thought you said my old man dad. I was like,
Yeah, my old man. Dad.
Oh, yeah, Dad Pinkston. Everybody knows Dad Pinkston.
Actually, nowadays it's Pop.
So, but your dad got it for you because he was like, "This is cool. This is fun, right?"
Yeah, whatever. They just were more interested that I wasn't bothered.
Whatever's going to keep kids out of our hair.
Keep him in his room, fucking playing video games. They had no idea that you were like ripping people's heads off and shit, probably.
So their mind is all like candy and fluffy stuff, so delicious. And then you're going, yeah.
So, and then the progression, Mortal Kombat 2 came out. I think I told y'all about that one. I already knew some of the finishing moves on it. Showed my parents at a Cheddar's, actually, just right over here. Down the street.
Shit.
Yeah. I was like, hey, come watch me play this game. They're like, okay.
No shit. And and then you showed them, you're like, and this is when I ripped their fucking head off.
I ripped their torso off. I was Johnny Cage.
Yeah, and
the second one.
And so they pick it, so it's like all fun and game. You're like, that's kind
they
of
laughed. They're like, holy shit, that's brutal. They didn't care. They're
That's
just like,
awesome.
they found extreme, like, over the top violence funny because it is funny.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. So the first time I saw it, I was at Aladdin's Castle, which was an old arcade. I don't know if they had that here or in New York.
It was just goddamn tilt.
It was called Aladdin's Castle, and so I went in, and somebody was having a birthday party, and all the cool games like Pac-Man and whatever's got all this stuff.
Were you invited to the party?
I was, surprisingly. I wasn't always hated as I am now. They're like, he's fat and he likes cake, and I'm like, I'll be there.
How old was the kid turning?
Oh, probably like he was 25. He was like,
It was awkward being a 21-year-old at a 7-year-old party.
And I kept stealing his presents too. Mom!
Finally got invited to a party. No big deal.
So good. So I was walking around, all the normal, like the tokens are coming out of the thing, skee ball here, everything's fine, and all of a sudden I see the devil. Literally, that's how I felt. Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. And all of a sudden I just hear, and all the noises, and you hear the evilness, and at the time I was an extreme Christian, so I was like, literally, this is the devil.
and it freaked me out. I felt
fire-breathing dragon.
Dude, I felt evil radiating off that game.
And like any good
And
Christian, you went towards the evil.
Oh, yes, I did. I was beyond intrigued. So every time, it was literally like running around happy, and all of a sudden I see the evilness, and I go,
stop.
And I just kind of squirm around it and try not to look. I think I closed my eyes. Literally, it's radiating off of it. Dude, and I'm Dude, so at that time, I think that was like one of my first things, because I was afraid of everything when I was a kid, especially horror stuff and stuff like that. So that was my introduction to it. But it didn't take long before I wanted to play it, and my dad ended up buying it for us for our Genesis, and I got really good at that game, and that was probably the first thing that corrupted me, video game wise and entertainment wise.
I like that you call it corruption.
Next to Lisa Loeb and her like evil lesbian music back in the day on the bus, which
Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh my god! Can't even bring that up. Javi, you always get such a serious face when we say Amy Jo Johnson.
He's like,
Every time. Did you ever notice that? He gets like really weird sexy eyes every time I see.
he's fidgety also. Look at him twisting his fucking...
What is it about Amy Jo Johnson?
I think that was my first like legit crush.
Yeah, mine too.
Mine was Alyssa Milano.
Oh, good call. Mine was probably Clarissa.
Or fucking Kelly Kapowski. Yeah.
No.
Tiffany Amber thing.
Once again, Jesse. Was it
Jesse Spano was a sleeper.
Dude. Straight up. Yeah, but then fucking Showgirls came out.
Yeah, but she was hot
Jesus.
before Showgirls.
Yeah, but you didn't know that because she dressed like a fucking lesbian in the fucking Saved by the Bell. And then...
Well, not like Tori, dude.
Oh my god. Who was Tori?
The one that replaced Kelly Kapowski.
Oh, played by Leah Remini.
Oh,
No, it was Leah Remini.
You're thinking of the daughter, Mr. Crosey's daughter.
Yeah, there it goes.
So, Tori had the fucking leather jacket. She was like on the last 2 seasons. She replaced Kelly Kapowski.
You sure that wasn't Leah Remini?
Leah Remini wasn't on the show, but I think she
Yeah, you're talking about this summer when they worked at the fucking club.
Let's find out. I must know.
She was a Spanish guy's girlfriend, wasn't she?
Who's the Spanish guy?
Mario Lopez.
Yeah, but she wasn't. That was Jesse.
Mario Lopez.
Mario!
Don't be talking shit about Mario Lopez. I heard he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a douche.
You're jealous of his dimples.
I am jealous of him.
Fucking Jake for the win again. God damn!
Told you. What's her
Nice
name?
of that. I don't know the character's name, but they were definitely on the beach reservation or whatever the fuck that you want to call it. So, Mortal Kombat 1 was released in 1992. It was originally based on an idea that Ed Boon and John Tobias had to have a game made from Deathsport. Bloodsport, sorry. Starring, my bad. Starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. But he turned down the idea.
Yeah.
So they ended up taking what they liked about, Chinese or Japanese movies, Chinese movies.
From the movie Bloodsport.
Yeah. Anything. Dude, basically it is Bloodsport. We've talked about that before. Like, there's a lot in common.
Even Johnny Cage looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme's character in Bloodsport. With the black fucking pants and red sash, everything.
Right. You could consider it an homage, or you could just say it's a blatant ripoff of him, because it was supposed to be him originally.
It's Ed Boon and Tobias or whatever. I feel like they're ripping it off.
Oh, they're big time ripping it off. And the game, they didn't know it was going to be a big hit. And what happened was they made the game, and they implemented, and we all have to agree, what is it about Mortal Kombat that we like?
The blood.
The blood. The fatalities, right? That's the biggest thing. And they did not announce that the fatalities were in the game. They figured they'd release the game, people would play it, no one would ever find the fatalities.
It wasn't even in the pamphlet that came with the Sega game?
No. No. Whenever they released the game, they were testing out the arcade machines. The first person who came up to play it performed a fatality. And so the kid who performed the fatality went over to them and he's like, "Did you see what I just did there?" And they denied it. They said, "No, we don't know what you're talking about." So what it did was people would come over to the machine and the kid would be like, "Dude, I don't know how I did this, but I ripped the guy's head off. He did the Sub-Zero thing." And so they were like, "Okay, whatever." And the whole day he would just be like, so that started to gather people around. That's when they realized the secretive aspect of the game. They could put shit in there or they could hint to it and it would make people more and more interested in playing it. And I have to agree, when I was a kid, the first time I heard about a fatality, I was like, "You gotta be kidding me. That doesn't exist." It was all schoolyard banter, or like for me, school bus banter, because I was on the bus for an hour a day. People telling you about these cool things. And that's how rumors were spread back there then. So, that, like you said, your older brothers played it, so you kind of knew about that.
Yeah.
And then where did you see the fatalities first? You saw somebody else do them?
Older kids played it.
Exactly. Yeah. So you would see that, and you were just beyond intrigued. And I think that's one of the things that they did so well was the lore of the game was built around that word of mouth where you're like, you got to try this, you got to do this. And things like the pit, wherever you get to uppercut somebody and the spikes in the bottom. The first time you heard about that, you were just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Or
You know Street Fighter? Well, forget about it.
Yeah, fuck Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And that brings up another good point. People are usually either a Street Fighter person or a Mortal Kombat person. Me personally, Mortal Kombat. What about you guys?
Street Fighter.
Mortal. I mean, MK all day.
That's the way I feel too. And why
I love Street Fighter. I'll play the fuck out of Street
But
Fighter.
Street
But if I had to choose, MK all day.
right. And the thing is, Street Fighter, fighting's great. MK, the fighting's fine, but it's the cherry on top of it all. It's the violent aspect of it. So
Yeah,
pop
whenever
it.
they added the combos to it, made it a lot more,
Street Fighter-y. Whenever,
yeah,
once
it's
they
a
got
little more fun to play.
Right, when they got to the third game and stuff. But one of the biggest secrets, one of the biggest things about the game is they had unique characters and storyline. You had 7 characters. We had Liu Kang, like we were saying, Johnny Cage, who was basically a Jean-Claude Van Damme ripoff, the Ninja, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero, which was basically just a color swap. They did blue and yellow, and we'll get into that in a second. They had Kano, who was a leader of the Black Dragons, Sonya, and who was the last character? I'm missing someone. There we go, Raiden. Who was your guys' favorite character in the first game?
Sub-Zero.
Raiden.
Scorpion all the way.
I like Raiden because I could zone people pretty easily with Raiden.
Just go across the screen. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, I would zone him, like shoot the fucking lightning bolts and do the thing where he does the M. Bison thing.
Yeah.
Dude.
I always thought he was saying, "Get back in the car." Yeah. So Sub-Zero, was it because you could just do the
Freeze motherfuckers
freeze
and then
them.
uppercut them all
Yep.
day long.
and no one could ever get past it, right?
Yeah.
Because you just bing, bing,
Yeah.
bang, and like you said, you had the move where you went back forth. Me, I just like to spear him and go, "Get over here!" and bring him over and give him a good old, "Hey, how are you?"
I couldn't do
Yeah,
that.
a little bit
I
of
like
how's your
distance when
father?
playing Mortal Kombat.
You did what?
I like distance when playing Mortal Kombat. So Scorpio was like, "Get over here!" I was like, "I don't want you near me.
Yeah.
I want to zone you and
Hey.
just piss you off."
Hey, I don't like this. Don't me too me, Scorpion. I don't like this situation for me. There was also one hidden character in the original first game. It was Reptile, which was just basically the in-between color of the yellow and the blue ninja, and he just had the same powers as both of them.
Yeah, but to find him was incredibly difficult on the cabinet. Like,
Yes, it was.
you had
Actually, I
to
think I
wait till
wrote
it
it
was
down.
just right. You had to wait till you saw his silhouette over the moon. You had
shit.
to. It had to be on the pit level. You had to.
He's hitting all of them.
You had to have 2 flawless victories.
Without, there was one thing you couldn't do during those flawless victories. You know what it is?
No blocks.
Oh, boom!
And then you had to complete a fatality on top of that.
Without even looking, he just
Yeah.
fucking
Fuck!
clanked it down
God
like that.
damn!
How many times did you unlock Reptile in the fucking arcade game, dude?
Maybe twice.
That was
Like
amazing.
a million fucking times that I played it and saw it. Like,
I feel like a little kid right now. I'm just like, wow, Jake, I can't believe you just rattled that off. That was fucking crazy.
That's more of that word of mouth we were talking about.
Oh, that's nuts, though, that he remembered that. Because literally, I'm looking at it like, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
all seems to check out.
Yes, sir. Well, you know what? You get to play against Reptile.
Thanks for fact checking me.
My favorite part was the in the background of the pit stage. The pit was cool anyhow because knocking them down to the spikes with the heads, decapitated
Yes,
heads and bodies. and stuff.
yeah.
It was fucking trippy as hell. But the fact that in the background across the moon went the witch and Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So in the home console releases, there was a big thing that happened then, and it really did make a difference. The Sega Genesis version and the SNES version were censored. There was no blood or violence, except for
ABACABB.
he knew it. Yes, he knew. He knew what the code was. In the Sega Genesis version, there was a blood code where you can unlock all that.
And the
shit.
fatalities.
That's right. So,
Jesus.
so it outsold the Super Nintendo version by 4 times. Now, there is a big difference, if you ask me, between the versions of the games. I think the Sega Genesis versions do run a little bit quicker than the Super Nintendo versions, but I think the Super Nintendo versions are more faithful arcade ports.
Yeah, and the graphics were better also. Like the
Absolutely.
the power level bar at the top of the SNES system had like a brick around it. Like it had a little rock formation around it, whereas just the level bars were just
Right. So,
straight
I mean, the
custom level bars.
SNES was a graphics powerhouse compared to the Sega Genesis, but like I said, the Sega Genesis versions do
Oh, it
run
ran
faster.
smooth, yeah.
Yeah, they run very much faster.
Which pissed me off whenever people would be holding back and hitting C, a little bit of sweep, low kick action.
Oh,
just
yeah,
non-stop,
dude.
sweep. You can't get out of that.
Dude,
shit.
you can't get out of a sweep,
Yeah.
man. You're falling over and over again. So I couldn't believe Jake's got this shit, motherfuckers. You pulled that out of nowhere. There was a lot of rumored content in the first game. There was talk of another female character. And the other one that later came into the games, there was a thing called Ermax, which stood for error macros, which they used for the debug screen. But somehow people got into the code and thought that was actually a character. And and many years later they paid homage to that by actually making it a character.
Right. Mortal Kombat 3, he became a character.
Right. At the same time Mortal Kombat was released, there was not a rating system for video games at the time. And between this game and another game for the Sega CD called Night Trap, which was about a slumber party where girls are kidnapped, there was a big hullabaloo in Congress. Basically, they were like, if you do not censor, or if you do not rate, or find a way to let people know what these games are, we will find a rating for this. And that's where we get the ESRB, which does rate video games to this day.
Yeah, because, kids like to shoot spirits out of the kids young get over here.
Dude, it's so weird to think that it was so controversial, because to us now, we're so desensitized by it, and that was the beginning of it, but we're just like, it's nothing.
Anytime I could get my hands on a game that said MA, I knew I was doing.
You're doing alright.
Yeah, Lethal Enforcers.
Oh,
Remember that for the fucking
fuck
Genesis? I had a Lethal Enforcers too, so I had the blue and the fucking pink gun.
Hell yeah,
dude, it was.
I had it for Sega CD, and it was fucking
Lethal
awesome.
Enforcers is the shit.
There were a lot of games for Sega CD that were rated MA, and they were fucking amazing. The best one being a game called Snatcher. If you ever get a chance to check it out.
Snatcher?
It's Hideo Kojima, who made Metal Gear. It's a game that he made for the MSX computer in Japan, and they got a remake on the Sega CD. It's one of the best games I've ever played. And all it is basically a point-and-click adventure. But it's fucking amazing. And it's basically Blade Runner.
Did you ever play Flashback?
I had played Flashback
on the Genesis?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I pretty much like Blade Runner also.
Yeah, dude. I never got through a lot of it, though. It was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was insanely difficult at the time.
She said Mortal Kombat! Mortal Kombat was such a huge hit. They ended up doing comic books. And
a little thing called Mortal Monday every time the game would drop.
Exactly, Mortal Monday, which was huge. And so for the video game releases, the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, that was Mortal Monday. That's what they called that. They also released a soundtrack, which eventually, that soundtrack would lead to the Mortal Kombat theme, the Mortal Kombat. But my brother had the soundtrack, and Javi had to deal with this last week, because all I wanted to do was play this one track over and over and over again from it. And I want to play it for you, Jake.
Yeah.
See if you've ever heard this song.
Sub-Zero.
No, don't give it away, dude.
Dude, I was saying that all day today when you told me today's theme at work. I was like,
oh my god, I know. So each character of the game, the 7 characters, got represented in the soundtrack, which was done by the Mortals, who did the actual song there.
The original MK only had 7 characters?
Yep.
Yeah.
Along
with Shang Tsung and Goro also.
Yeah, if you count Shang, that's 9, but you get only 7 playable. 8 if you count Reptile. This is the jam. I love it, dude. Okay. Jake, this could be your jam. Sub-Zero.
Jesus Christ. When did this come out?
Like 1992 or something. Like it wasn't long after this. My brother Mike used to listen to that shit all the time.
See, I listened to the actual movie soundtrack.
Yeah, it was pretty decent too, wasn't it?
It was alright.
Yeah, we'll talk about the movie here in a second. I want to talk about Mortal Kombat 2 real quick before so. So when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, it was 1993. They did these bang, 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 back to back. They were on fire. And the game basically took what was great about the first one and made it even better.
Yeah. And
they added more characters. Only 2 characters did not return. That would be Kano and Sonya Blade. And the reason they didn't return, was that they were the least played. That's what statistics showed. So they instead imprisoned them in one of the backgrounds of the game.
Yep.
The entire first game takes place in Earthrealm. This game takes place in Outworld, which is the other side, where Shang Tsung was the leader of the group until he was demoted because of his loss, and then
Shao Kahn
came in, the Emperor, and he was able to do that. So we got Johnny Cage, we got oh wait, where is it? We got Baraka, we got Jax, which is Sonya's partner. We got Katana, we got Kung Lao, we got Melina. Johnny Cage returns, Liu Kang returns, Raiden, Reptile, Scorpion, Shang Tsung as a playable character this time, and Sub-Zero.
Dude, Kung Lao was my shit, though. I fucking loved Kung Lao.
Yeah, Kung Lao with the hat, man, that split people in half.
Yeah,
that was cool as shit. Back, forward.
I like Baraka also.
I did too. I always liked that character. Dude, but Melina is the one character you cannot beat.
Nope.
Because she's got so many moves that you can do back to back to back to back that you won't even get a move in sideways.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Shit.
Who was your favorite character from that game? That said. Are you sticking to Sub-Zero?
No, because I beat the shit out of Mortal Kombat 2 with every fucking character on there, so it was hard for me to choose a favorite. I liked, whenever I was at my prime playing, Shang Tsung, because I could just turn into every other character and just use their fucking moves.
Right.
So
not only you had to know the move to turn into the other character, then you had all their moves as that character.
Exactly.
So, and if you were the head of, if you were Shang Tsung in the first Mortal Kombat, there'd never been a sequel because they never
Right.
What was your favorite character?
Kung Lao, man. I like any character that can really zone my opponent. I pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah?
I think I only lost twice.
Yeah?
As Kung Lao. Just playing against other kids. Just fucking zoning them. Never let them leave. Oh, you want to jump above me? Hack throw! Get the fuck back down.
And you could do down, down, up, and he'd fucking transport to the other side of the screen. I would pick Scorpion again. I'm just always going to stick to Scorpion because Scorpion was the shit.
Yeah. Multiple fatalities.
Multiple fatalities versus one in the first game. Also adding babalities and friendship. And then you had the Pit 2, which had you uppercut them, they fall into the rock bottom and splat. Kind of changed perspective. Oh, the Combat Tomb, it's got the upper spikes. It's like the inverse pit. And then the Deadpool, which was probably my favorite fatality to do, where you uppercutted them into the acid. And then, dude, fucking amazing. Nightmare. As I was talking about Toasty too, man, that Mortal Kombat 2 brought in the Toasty, which was a way to unlock one of the hidden characters. You had to do it in the portal. Whenever he toasted, I think you had to hit up and start, or maybe down and start to unlock to get to Jade.
Smoke. Okay.
Oh, was it Smoke?
I think it was Smoke.
Yeah, it was. You're right. To enter the portal, you have to land an uppercut on an opponent and Toasty. Press down and start before he disappears, and you go to Gora's lair to fight Smoke. And Smoke was a ninja. So there were 3 hidden characters in this one. There was Smoke, who was just the gray version of the ninjas. There was Jade, who was the green version of of Katana and Melina, and she was black, Javi, infinitely fine. And Noob Saibot, who was very black because he was just a shadow creature.
I thought Smoke was just like a weird version of Cyrax.
No, that's part 3. I thought you didn't play that one.
Yep. Yeah, you didn't play that one.
Shut the fuck up.
You didn't play that
one. Apparently.
Mortal Kombat!
The Toasty guy, though, that always cracked me up. Like, that was a sound designer. And then, I don't know, that was...
Everybody thought he was saying whoopsie.
I was
like, whoopsie!
Whoopsie! Yeah, I did think that, too, yeah. Toasty, and then basically Toasty was Scorpion's finishing move, his fatality. Yeah. But, yeah, that cracked me up, always cracked me up they put that in the game. It kind of... was a weird...
Well, no, I thought it was cool because it's like, holy shit, you knocked somebody the fuck out.
Yeah,
like, it was always after a badass uppercut, like, after you just got done wrecking somebody.
I would have to say...
So it was like, yeah, bitch, I toasted your ass.
Yeah, motherfucker. You got toasted like the cheddar, baby. Toasted! There were rumors, like you were saying, of animalities, and that's eventually in the third game they ended up adding them because of that. Alright, well, let's talk about the third game after we talk about the movie. So the reason I want to talk about the first 2 games before we talk about Mortal Kombat the movie,
because that's
it's basically the
chronological
movie.
order. Right?
Exactly. It's basically Mortal Kombat the movie is 1 and 2 put together.
Yeah.
Basically. The movie came out, I believe, in 1994, 1995, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who went on to marry Mila Jovovich.
You mean Liv Tyler?
Yeah, I meant Liv Tyler. That's what he made. And basically, when that movie came out when I was a kid, that movie was the shit. I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, holy fuck.
It was the shit whenever I was younger, and then I watched it again, and I realized it's just shit.
It is not good. It is not.
My mom took us to go see it on opening day after school.
It was the greatest piece of cinema ever.
I loved it. I told her, oh my god, look at these fucking graphics. It's so real. Oh my god, I can't believe it. And I was legit scared of Goro. I thought he was super fucking creepy. The only thing that
He's a fucking Muppet.
The only thing that still stands is we were watching it last week. I still found myself creeped up by Goro. Just because of how creepy that was.
Please do the voice again, Jake. You miss it, he just goes, that's basically what it is.
Goro, I've come to destroy you and take your soul.
But he looked like a touch of the downs in that movie.
A little bit.
You ever wonder how many dicks
So I think I told you guys this story. When we worked in a warehouse doing odd jobs, which basically there'd be 600 lunch pails and you have to put the sticker on each of them perfectly. Well, there'd be 50 paper clips per box and you'd have to sort them out. We worked with this lady who was methed out of her fucking mind. And she was amazing at the job because it was just monotonous work you did over and over again. But because of the meth, she was out of her fucking board. And she would just sit there and work all day and talk about how she was cheating on her husband with this other guy. And her baby, little Matthew. Oh, little Matthew. I got to worry about my baby all the time, little Matthew. And my boyfriend and my ex-husband don't like. She never shut up and she keep working. And my brother Matt goes one day, holy fuck, she looks like Goro from Mortal Kombat. And we all looked and she did. She had that weird upper lip and shit.
And she fucking pulled back
exactly.
tight.
And she worked so hard and so fast, it looked like she had 4 arms.
Jesus Christ.
It was awesome. So one day we're all working, she's blabbing on about, oh, little man, my fucking ex-husband's no good and shit. And my brother Matt looks at her and goes, hey, Goro, what do you think of this? And she, with us gonna be, she's like, I think that is crazy. She just kept going, and we all were like, she knows she's going. That was fucking great.
Oh, that's awesome.
So anyhow, the movie. Me and Javi tried to watch it. When we were drunk. We were really drunk. We could barely get through it. I'm like, man, this is really bad.
This is that bad.
And I'm really drunk. But it still will always hit that nostalgic nerve. But as for the sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, it's a utter piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing good about that.
No. And you know what? Directed by Ed Boon.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Holy shit, he did not do good.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah, horrible.
But we'll get to what they eventually did. That was pretty damn good. Mortal Kombat 3 came out in 1995. Now, Mortal Kombat 3, it's not what is considered a polished game. It has a weird history. It did add a couple things, something we talked about earlier. It added combos. Mm-hmm. Okay? It also added the run button, which allowed for faster gameplay. A couple cool things. It did have stage fatalities. And it also introduced a bunch of characters, but it got rid of a couple characters. Mainly Sub-Zero, meaning the actual ninja version of him, and Scorpion are gone. And so people were pissed that these characters were taken out of the game. I think also Johnny Cage made... Wait, who was the other one that they removed? My brain's stopping.
Wasn't it Goro?
No.
Well, he's not in it either, but Mataro's in it.
They added Shiva.
Well, added characters, we got Cyrax, Cabal, Nightwolf, Sector, Sindel, Shiva, and Striker. And then they brought back Sonya Blade, they brought back Kano, Jax is in it, Sub-Zero, Shang Tsung, Smoke, like you were saying, is one of the robots. So they got rid of the ninjas and introduced the robots, Cyrax, Sector, and Smoke as a hidden character.
Yeah.
I just call them Predators.
But, dude, basically that's what they look like. They look like nerfed up Predator characters with, weird soccer gear on or something like that. The third game, I like it. I like the aesthetics. That you look at the first game, it's kind of like a Chinese mysticism. The second game is like a weird wasteland, and then the third game is like the apocalypse is happening.
Totally all out dystopian.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I also like the fact that you can uppercut people through the levels, and to the other stages. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the game itself always did kind of feel like it was lacking, and I think a lot of people agreed with that. So to rectify this, 6 months later, after it was released in arcade, they came out with Ultimate Mortal Kombat, where they just added all the other characters back in.
Yeah.
And so this pissed off a lot of the arcade owners because basically they're like, we just released this game, we spent a bunch of money on it, and now you're releasing this new game.
So they appled them. Here's a new iPhone.
Yeah. They did.
Here's a new iPhone.
Yeah. You're right, they did. And so basically they offered free upgrades to them to Mortal Kombat Ultimate 3.
I like it.
Just had to switch out the game card.
Yeah, basically, and they give them a new decals on the side. Did you ever play that one in arcades?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it
Yeah.
as much as the other ones?
Yeah, I liked it.
I like it. It's alright. It's not as good, but it's alright.
I was keen on like upgrading graphics and stuff like that. You know, the better the blood, the better the game.
And it had and like you said, it introduced animalities along with everything else.
Yeah.
Faster
Really
gameplay.
creative fatalities where they didn't go quite. Well, a lot of them were over the top. But,
And well, that's the other thing is too is as the games got longer or further and further along, like you said, they did go over the top.
yeah,
But that's the fun of the game.
it is.
It really is. And the Pit 3, there's like spinning blades at the bottom of it and shit
Yeah.
like that. There's a subway where you can knock them
Right.
onto the subway, the rails,
Yeah, on the rails, and
And
the
then-
train will come and hit them.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, they also introduced just limbs flying.
Everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
More limbs than you would ever
Yeah,
have. Like
exactly.
80, like
and then they're
18
still
limbs.
fighting after all the limbs get
Yeah,
hit.
dude, it's fucked up. I always thought that was weird too. Like, what was it? Melina would suck the character in and like spit out 1,000 bones. I'm like, are there bones from?
Yeah, or
You could have sucked in my
or
bones.
just like even they would do it even if there wasn't a fatality. Like if you did a major blood churning move, like like I said, Cabal is the fucking guy with the weird fucking mask. And he had the blades with the hooks on the ends, and he'd fucking spin that little fucking wheel, and it'd come through. They had the fucking Kroll glaive that would fucking cut you up at the bottom,
Right.
and then it would show the fucking limbs flying everywhere. Same thing with Kung Lao. He had that fast run. He'd run across you real quick, and get you fucking spinning.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
And then, so who was your favorite character in the third game? Would it be Cabal?
I liked Sub-Zero in this one. I actually liked the Sub-Zero with the red stripe over his eye.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you never really played it.
Never really played it, but it was Kung Lao. After part 2 and I got introduced to Kung Lao, he would always be my favorite.
It was no longer the horizontal hat; it was a vertical hat that he threw this time.
And like Nightwolf.
I like Cyrax. I think was my favorite bit because he played like Scorpion. That's the only reason because he threw out the net and they basically did a robotic get over here and bring him over and uppercut him. But I did prefer Mortal Kombat Ultimate when it came out, and then soon after that they also released Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which is basically the best of all three games.
Yeah.
Didn't come out in arcades, but
Nintendo 64 I had
Exactly.
it. It was so fucking good.
yeah,
too.
man. And you just sit there playing for hours, just the biggest screen full of characters, just like, oh, it's gonna be Sherman.
Yeah, dude, like every character you can imagine, you're like, fuck yes, let's
so
do this.
good.
Yeah.
I think, and I really just wanted to focus on the first three games in the series.
Yeah.
Because that is my childhood. I played 4. I played the games after. I played quite a few of them.
The Sub-Zero solo game was alright.
Did it have this song playing during it?
Sub-Zero.
Come on, Jake, get into it! With a heart so cold, Sub-Zero. Fucking great.
Doug, you had pure glee in your
I
eyes.
love this song so much. It was so bad. Sub-Zero. I literally spent like 3 days last week just running around going Sub-Zero.
So did I for those 3 days after you.
I had Mike at work singing it like nonstop. Like every time I see Mike, I'd be like, "Oh, your life is a mystery." Yeah. Did you play through the whole thing?
No, I didn't get to the end of it, but I remember it being fun.
It's a weird side-scrolling kind of game that plays like a action platformer.
Yeah.
But it has kind of the Mortal Kombat moves, kind of not really. It's a game that I've always wanted to try to get into. There was a game that me and Javi played last week that I fucking love. It's called Shaolin Monks, where you play as Liu Kang and
that's the
Kung
one
Lao.
I was thinking of.
Oh my god, bro! That game is fucking amazing. I will give a big shout out though to the Mortal Kombat remake they made about 6 years ago, which is Mortal Kombat 9, and it's just a remake of the first 3 games in the series done in 3D.
Nice.
It is amazing. You guys have played it. It's one where it has the extreme, like skeleton X-ray. Like everyone gets their bones cracked in ways that they can never live from.
And
then
the
they just
moves
keep
over
fighting.
and laying back perfectly fine.
And then Mortal Kombat X, which came out 2 years ago or so. Like Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade 20 years later, and there's Cassie Cage, which is their daughter, is a playable character.
Oh, wow.
If you ever get to check it out, just watch the cinematics.
the games play like a movie. You can literally just watch the cinematics on YouTube, and it's fucking amazing.
Badass.
If they were to take these cinematics for these games and make them as a movie now,
Yeah.
it would blow people's fucking minds.
Well, yeah, I played Mortal Kombat X, and yes, it is. You can get Jason in it, and Leatherface.
Oh, I played that one.
Yeah.
That game's pretty fucking
And the
awesome.
Predator and the Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fucking awesome. So, and then this year, we're only a couple months away from Mortal Kombat 11 being released.
It's already being pre-ordered.
Yeah, and then March, if you pre-order it, you get a part of the beta, and I think it's being released in April. So, but the only thing I'll say about the new Mortal Kombat games is the fatalities are gruesome.
Oh, yeah.
I can barely watch them. Like, it literally freaks me out a little bit. It takes me back to when I was a kid, creeping around the arcade unit at the fucking arcade.
Right.
Like, it's scary as shit.
You watch those fatalities? Oh, this is the devil. Like, the Waterboy's mother.
Oh my God, Vicky Vanacore! Oh, Vicky Vanacore! That's my devil. So,
Everything's a devil to you, mama.
so out of the devil games, which you guys, like I said before, which one's your favorite one? Out of those three we talked about, really, or even those five, you can
Trilogy.
Yeah, Trilogy's fucking badass. I might go with Trilogy. It's fucking decent.
Trilogy.
I love 2 though. I played 2
It's the
so
best
much,
parts of all 3, like you said. The first 3.
It really is.
They polished it into. Yeah.
I was gonna say Mortal Kombat 4 for a second, but we didn't talk about that. It's not good. What do you think? 2?
2 for me.
I think
Quan
2
Chi was cool in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just turned into John Travolta.
Yeah, it's all right, Sandy. I think
Why don't you sit down? Let me take a feel of you.
I think that keeping Mortal Kombat 2D is where it needs to be. I think once it moves into the 3D realm, it gets fucking weird.
It's the nostalgia factor of it also, the
Yeah.
trilogy, because you're still playing with real people, it feels like, as opposed to...
And dude, Mortal Kombat's always the best when you're playing against a friend.
Yeah.
Or an enemy.
Yeah.
Either one, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Right.
We will solve this problem in Mortal Kombat!
Beat your ass once and for all in Mortal Kombat.
In Mortal Kombat. Just make sure you know that. It's a big difference. Don't really want to
Put
fight.
this line, I'll kick your ass.
Bloodshed
Yeah,
makes me
Mortal Kombat.
nervous. Anything else you guys want to say about Mortal Kombat?
Just want to say I love Mortal Kombat. It's been a big part of my life. And I want to thank you, Midway and Williamson. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you for listening to the We Are Air podcast. We appreciate it. If you want to watch more of our, or listen to more of our stuff, we have 12 episodes before this. There's a couple other things on the Quack Attack 5000 network you can check out. Also on YouTube, we have some videos we'd love for you to go see, especially the last one we released, the Star Wars Shadows of the Empire video just came out. I think it's hilarious. I don't know about you guys. It's pretty funny. So our YouTube channel, we have a Facebook group you can join under Quack Attack 5000.
I'll deny you, though.
Fuck yeah. We're also on iTunes, Stitcher, Apple.
Are we really?
We're on everything, dude.
Spotify?
We're on Spotify. You can find us everywhere. So wherever you're looking for fucking podcasts, you can find us. We are out there.
And
Please,
we are air. Is that what you said?
yeah, we are.
Are
Share with your friends. Please reach out to us through our Facebook group or the quackattack5000 at gmail.com.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and share, please. And
Please share.
This has been Duck. I've been here with
Jake.
and
Please share. This is Javi.
Just to be clear, I was saying listen to share.
yeah, he was talking about listening.
That fucking video pissed me off. She had no ass. That fucking pancake ass.
You know you love that too.
I do not.
And there it is. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you have enjoyed it, please do not forget, share with your friends. That is how we grow the network. And if this is your first time listening, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcast here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Bagu, a video game podcast featuring me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood. That's where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. Don't forget Heroes Gyros, a Dungeons and Distraction side quest. Me and the boys were sitting down, we're playing some D&D, we're having so much fun. You can go ahead and start that from the beginning of the journey, Season 1, Episode 1. You're going to love it all the way through. And finally, I hate being sober. Personal stories from epic people. I'm going to sit down with some of the most epic people I've ever met in this world, and we're going to talk about their life, we're going to talk about their trials and tribulations, and we're just going to talk about their journey this far. Head on over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. Also, head over to the Facebook group, We Are Era. We would love to see you in that group. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed the podcast today, share it with your friends. That's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, do not forget, support local comedy in any way that you can. We really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.